This is episode 425, and before we get into it, make sure you like, share, subscribe, and comment on whatever platform you're listening to it on. YouTube, iTunes, Spotify, it does not matter. Just do that for me. I truly appreciate it. Mogul Motivation, empowering and inspiring entrepreneurs and dream chasers worldwide, 1 week at a time. Presented by True Stories Media, and I'm your host, Antoine Twiz Taylor. Hello, everybody, and thank you for tuning in to another episode of Mogul Motivation. Welcome back. I'm happy that you are here. If this is your first time listening, this podcast is for the aspiring entrepreneur trying to get over that hump and make things happen. This podcast is for anybody with a dream that wants to go forward and accomplish that dream. And currently, for me, in this moment of time, I'm on a social media fast. I deleted my Facebook apps, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, all of it. I deleted all of it off my phone. I went 0 dark 30 on social media. This isn't the first time I've done it, but it is the first time I've done it in a couple of years. Honestly, since the COVID-19 outbreak, this is the first time I've done a social media fast. And the reason for it is many reasons, but the reason I'm going to highlight in this episode is because I literally need silence right now. I need silence in order to have clarity and focus on my goals, because there are certain goals, I've mentioned this on previous episodes multiple times, that I have yet to accomplish. And I feel like I have yet to accomplish these goals because I have not executed at a high level. Sure, I have been working towards these goals diligently, but I haven't executed at a level high enough to really get close to these goals and obtain these goals. So therefore, I need silence. I need to hear from God more clearly. I need more clarity in my mind on my vision because it was distorted. I was allowing outside noise to distract me, and part of that outside noise was social media. So right now I'm on a social media fast, and in order to get to where you want to be, everybody, sometimes you have to separate, but we have a lot of anxiety when it comes to separation because we as humans, we love familiarity. We love to gravitate towards what's familiar with us and what's comfortable to us. And that could be anything. That could be anybody. You see, sometimes we remain connected to people, to friends, to fake friends, to family members, even though we know these friends and family members and all these different types of people are toxic to us. They are a distraction to us. They are bogging us down. They are dead weight. They are baggage, but yet we remain connected to them anyway because of history, because that's family, right? Because they're friends. And in this holiday season, Thanksgiving is coming up. In this holiday season, we always want to be around community, but we fail to realize that just because you have history with somebody doesn't mean that they are part of your community. We have to separate from certain people. We have to separate from certain habits. Like I'm on this social media fast. Sometimes you have to separate from things that you have become comfortable with doing and participating in if you really want to accomplish what you want to accomplish in your life. But we have anxiety. Separation brings about anxiety in our spirits and in our minds, everybody. We have separation anxiety because we don't want to separate from people. We don't want to separate from habits. We don't want to separate from places. We don't want to separate from things because we are so used to and accustomed to being acquainted with all of these things and people. We have separation anxiety because we have fear of the unknown. You don't know what's on the other side of that fence. You think because you want that community, because you desire that friendship and all of these things, that love, that you rather remain around fake love, even though it's real love waiting for you on the other side of the fence. But we are afraid. We are nervous. We don't know what that mystery brings about. But I'm here to tell you right now in this episode that sometimes, often, the mystery is much better than the mess that you're used to. The mystery is much better than the mess that you have to go through. Sometimes we have to have that courage and that faith to go into the mystery, to go into that fog, because we have to trust that what God has brought us through will not be in vain. So that separation anxiety that you are feeling right now, I'm challenging you in this season to go forward despite what you feel. You know these people aren't really for you. You know these people aren't really supporting you despite the fact you've known them for 20, 30 years. You know certain family members, even though they are family by blood, are not your family in spirit. You know that these habits that you have been doing, you know everything that you have done on your day-to-day in your career and in your entrepreneurship journey has not yielded the results that you want. So therefore, you have to separate from everything in the past and step into the mystery of the future and trust that that mystery is going to yield those millions that you are after in this season. If you really want what you want in your entrepreneurial journey, if you really want what you want in your career, if you really want what you want in your personal life, You have to get over your separation anxiety. You have to execute at a higher level than you ever executed at before. You have to create schedules for your goals. You have to create deadlines for your goals. And understand this, even if you don't meet these deadlines, that does not mean you are a failure. That does not mean you are not executing. You are giving yourself tangible, measurable points in your journey so that you can see how far you have come from this space you are at right now. Because I'm looking at how far I've come from last year. I've come a long way, absolutely, but I haven't gone as far as I know I can go. So therefore, I have to turn up the ambition. Therefore, I have to turn up the enthusiasm. Therefore, I have to turn it up just a little bit, turn that dial up just a little bit. I have to go into go mode. And in order for me to go into go mode, I need that isolation. I need that quiet time. I need that silence, and I need to step into that mystery, because you have to be alone at some point on your journey in order to execute at your highest level. Sometimes you don't need nobody else with you. Sometimes the only person you need with you, the only spirit you need with you is God, so that you can focus on what God instructed you to do. And that's where I'm at right now in my entrepreneurial journey. I'm 35 years old, man. Been an entrepreneur since I was about 22. I can't even tell you. 2011. What was that? 23 years old. I've been an entrepreneur since I was 23 years old. That's over a decade of grinding. That's over a decade of tears. That's over a decade of energy. That's over a decade of a lot of money lost. That's over a decade of a lot of time. And I've accomplished a lot of things. But now it's time for me to accomplish what I want. Now it's time for me to really be who I need to be, who I'm destined to be. And the only way for me to do that is to get over my separation anxiety, that fear of missing out, the need to convince people that I'm a genius, the need to convince people that I'm doing great things. I don't need none of that. I need to separate from that. I've separated from fake friends already. I separated from certain family members already. I've already done the work to separate from a lot of things from my past, my messy past. But now I need to separate from many more things and step into that mystery. If I really want to go from Markham to millions, I need to step into that mystery. So that's my message today, everybody. Let's continue to work. Let's continue to imagine reality. You're anxious because you don't want to separate from what you're familiar with, from what you're comfortable with. But I'm telling you, if you truly want what you want out of life, if you truly want this business to flourish, if you truly want to rise up the ranks of your career, if you truly want what you want in your personal and your romantic lives and whatever it may be, you have to separate from it. You have to get over that anxiety. You have to leave that mess behind, and you have to step into that mystery. I'm like a month in on this social media fast of being disconnected from majority of the people who didn't really care about me anyway. People who don't really know about me anyway. People who don't really care about my well-being anyway. The people who matter are the ones who still have access to me. The people who matter are the ones that's still cheering me on. The people that matter are the ones that still telling you to go forward. You can hear their voices as you step into that mystery void. You can still hear their voices. You are alone. But in that silence, you're going to hear God's voice, and you're still going to hear the voices of the people that are really there for you. And that's what matters. So you didn't separate from anything of substance. You separated from everything that's empty. So if this podcast has benefited you in any way, shape, or form, I ask for two things as always. Number one, please leave a 5-star review. And number two, pass it on to a friend who may benefit from it as well. Have a great day, everybody. I'll talk to you next week.